Hey guys, Alex here from the Green Up Academy podcast, where you come to level up your green industry business. Today's episode, we're going to be talking with producer Mac. We're going to be talking about marketing trends, social media stuff we're seeing, and things that I think if you don't watch this stuff, you're out there working, you don't care, but some of it can affect your business, can affect your life. You might find interesting. So we're going to be talking about influencers, marketing, social media, all that stuff. So y'all check it out. Here we go.
Welcome to the Green Up Academy podcast with Alex Kirby, where we focus on helping you level up your green industry business. Whether it's marketing, finance, employees, or strategy, we talk about everything on this show to help you apply it to your business and change your family and company's future for decades to come. Here's your host, Alex Kirby.
When I watched that, when I watched the announcement yesterday from those guys, my first reaction was, this is really smart. Like the chocolate from Logan Paul and KSI and Mr. Beast. My first reaction was, this is really smart. They're using, like, the partnership makes sense. And Mr. Beast is a genius again. Like my initial reaction. Because chocolate, drink, and what's their other thing? Isn't there one more thing in there? No, that's it. But it's only a flavor packet, right? It was a flavor packet of Prime? Is it a bottle? So for you guys that don't know, yesterday the number one YouTuber in the world, Mr. Beast, and another big influencer, top 5, KSI and Logan Paul, who made Prime energy drink, whatever they call that, Prime sport drink. They came out with a competitor now against Lunchables called Lunchly, which, if you guys don't know, I eat Lunchables like once a month probably. And so they dropped like news of it, and because it makes sense, because Mr. Beast has a chocolate bar that he says is better than Hershey's, and Prime is like a competitor to Gatorade, basically. So my initial reaction when I saw it was like, oh, that makes sense. And their whole pitch was like, it's healthier. It's better. But the comments were like destroying them. And it made me think about like perception versus reality. Because, so like to fill all you guys in who don't really keep up with this stuff, it's really, really interesting is why we're talking about it. In terms of business and like optics and all that stuff. So Mac, if you remember when Prime came out, it was like the drink, and y'all have probably all seen it in the gas stations. The story of Prime is interesting. So Logan Paul's been boxing. KSI is a soccer guy, kinda. So it was a great idea for them to come out with Prime. When it first came out, you like on the black market, it was selling for like 6 times what it was worth. Did you know that? Yeah, like kids were like on eBay, it was like $20 a bottle and crazy stuff because they couldn't keep it in stock. It was so popular.
That's weird.
Okay. Well, then a few months ago, and that was like a year and a half, 2 years ago now. A few months ago, people started saying that like diving into the ingredients, I guess, and saying how unhealthy Prime is. Like, their claim is that it's like Body Armor, which is very healthy compared to other sports drinks. Body Armor, I don't think anybody questions how much better it is than like Gatorade. I don't know if you know, but Gatorade's like one of the highest sugar drinks ever. It's like not good for you at all. So Prime started taking like a pretty big beat down because they really it made them look bad. Then Mr. Beast, who's been the most beloved YouTuber the last 5 years, has the most followers in the world, I think, subscribers, everything. Well, he has always been squeaky clean, but then he had the transgender person on his team come out, find out they had been grooming young people or something. So he taken a beating. So, and he never really addressed it. Like, he kind of tried, but like didn't. And so you've got these two tarnished people at the time. And then they announced this thing that actually seemingly is a good idea on paper. Like, I think if they both weren't in the like heater, it would have been better. but they undervalued how people felt about them lately. You know what I'm saying? Like Prime, we're mad about. Mr. Beast, we're mad at you. And now y'all partner together. And now it's like a freaking volcano of vitriol. Like the comments are so bad. And people are like, this sucks. You guys suck. And so I guess the question I have for you, Mac, is like, you have two of the most beloved people of the last decade who've made the most money online. And they each have like kind of one thing that they are under heat for. Do you think it's possible that like, what do you think is going to happen from this? Like, are people going to forget about it tomorrow? Or is this like a sign that people's voices matter more lately? Like, they're not going to cancel Mr. Beast, are they?
I don't think they can cancel Mr. Beast. They could try. I think that the biggest thing is they were upset that most of the comments I saw were upset that they didn't take advantage of their money and the position that they have to give the people or the market something better than Lunchables. It's not a Lunchables.
It's just a slight improvement.
Yeah, it's a very slight improvement. And
instead of
it seems
something
like
new and fresh.
The video that you just watched, it seemed like that was their video to try to fix it.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're not going to change anything. They're just going to try to fix their marketing to help people understand. But the biggest thing is it is less calories. It is
less sugar.
Less sugar and better electrolytes. But the ingredients are still like, it's still fake pizza, fake crackers, fake cheese. I mean, it might be real cheese, but it's not good for you cheese. I mean, I don't know if any cheese is really good for you, but
I mean, what's the shelf life of a Lunchable? Can you look that up? Like,
sure.
Because this is subject of food that like my family has been into for like a while now. My wife is very health conscious. I am now becoming more of it the last like 6 to 12 months of like processed foods and what we eat and stuff. What's the shelf life of a Lunchable? This might be a terrifying answer.
It says 95 days if you keep it refrigerated.
That's crazy, dude.
But I still think it's longer than that. There's no way that it only
3 months?
Yeah, but I still feel like that's shorter than I thought it would be. I think if you don't open it, you could probably eat that Lunchable in a year.
Which there's no way that's good for you. Like, exactly what we're saying.
You know, like the thing with the McDonald's burger.
Yeah.
If you keep it wrapped up and then it still
disgusting.
looks the same.
And that's like a subject that, for the listeners of the podcast, I want to talk about with an expert soon, is like how important our health is to our bodies. Because for you guys listening, you guys are all working out in the field. Most of you, not all of you, but most of you are really in need of like keeping your body healthy, because you're out there grinding and like your body is your instrument. So if you are sick or out, you don't make money for your family. And then on the flip side of that, like if you're at a desk and you're just like an owner, like you're an operator now, you have crews out there, like you can easily get out of shape because you're sitting there all day. Like I haven't gained any weight. I've lost about 8 pounds this year, but for like 3 years in a row, I gained 10 pounds a year just because I sat at a desk all day and I was eating crappy food like McDonald's and stuff. And like now I kind of stick to only Chick-fil-A because there are some healthy things at Chick-fil-A, like the egg white grill, chicken, egg. Like this morning I got the burrito because it's chicken and eggs pretty much, It's like, it's not bad. And I've definitely been more, I'm not eating super healthy, but like way more. I mean, I'm drinking Body Armor lights instead of sodas more. Like I'm not perfect by any means, but I've made definitely alternative choices. For the first time, I'm thinking about making different choices. Drinking those Ghost Prime drinks that are no sugar, no caffeine. Now, like I never would have thought about trying those. I tried that because I saw it in the gas station like four weeks ago. I think you know that story. Mm-hmm. Like now I drink them all the time, and it's making me have like half less soda. So anyways, I think that's something I want to talk to like a health person about soon on the show, because I think it's something that's not talked about enough in service and trades, like how unhealthy a lot of us eat because you're out in the field working, you just go buy fast food or whatever. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I think it's interesting, like for business owners listening who have marketing and do stuff, like we all should have marketing. We all have websites. We need to have marketing plans. Like it's crazy. Like they thought that was like, this is the king of marketing. Like Mr. Beast is the best at marketing. And this was probably the least received well thing he's ever done. Like that's great. Like that's what we saw yesterday in history of marketing was like Mr. Beast's biggest flop, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that in terms of if you just look at marketing and what they did with it, it was phenomenal.
The video was good.
Sure, the video, the release, the branding, the premise, like using the fact that they partnered with Prime and Feastables is like genius.
All that I agree with.
And they did it well, and I think that is what made everybody so mad, is because what they're doing is they're taking advantage of their demographic and these younger kids.
They felt it for the first time.
They're the under 25 market is what I heard somebody say. And so
you're saying that people for the first time felt that they were like, this is a cash grab.
Taking advantage, because these kids are now going to scream at their parents
when they go to
begging
Walmart.
Like for a lunchly.
Because that's what's so interesting about, like, they hit it out of the park with Prime and Feastables because no one questioned, like, Mr. Beast talked about chocolate for a couple years before he made a bar. Like he did a lot of chocolate talk. He likes chocolate. It was like his thing.
Yeah.
And that made sense. That felt like a natural thing for him to do. And then Prime makes sense because the Paul brothers are boxers, right? So like Prime made sense because they were in their boxing stuff.
Yeah.
This one only, like to your point, only made sense because now that Mr. Beast has a relationship with Walmart and Prime has a relationship with all the other distribution, this felt like, oh, here's another thing we can do to make money rather than a real alternative for the greater good.
If you look at Prime, I think that the goal, whether you agree that they accomplished this goal or not, was to have a better sports drink. And like it tastes better, sure. And whether it's I've never.
You like Prime?
I think I've only had it once, so I don't really.
I've had it once. I wasn't a huge fan.
And
I would drink it again, but I wouldn't pick it.
Yeah, but in terms of like quality, if it's better, I don't know. And I don't know if it's better for you either. I've never looked into it. You know, I've heard people claim whatever, like you're saying. But with Feastables, like
I haven't had one.
After having a Feastables, you'll never eat a Hershey's again.
That's what he says.
Hershey's suck
compared to Feastables.
It's so true, and he's so right. And it's not. And his claim was never that it's better for you. It probably is better for you because it like looks better, but it's still chocolate. You know, it's sugar, it's cocoa, it's milk, it's whatever. But it is very good.
Dang, I need to try one.
It is delicious. And so, like to your point, you're saying that these guys, it makes sense, and their claim was Jimmy's claim has always been making a better chocolate bar, and he did.
Yeah.
And their claim for Prime was it's a sports drink. They wanted a better sports drink. Lunchly seems like they just saw an area that Lunchables dominated, and they're like, we can use our influence and our partnerships, our influence and our assets to now dominate this market, or at least give Lunchables a competitor, whether they'll dominate or not, instead of what they've been doing, which is making something better. Now, this is better on paper. And again, I'm not a health expert. I don't really know anything. This is just stuff that I've read and stuff that I've heard, and I haven't done my own research. But it's like, it seems like they are just copy and pasting with a slight adjustment to make it better calories and but again, it's just using their influence. This is the first like cash grab thing, and I think people are kind of upset about it.
Well, and this is where I think that like guys listening, you can learn from for your marketing stuff is make your marketing genuine and make it have a story that solves a problem. So landscape marketing can be really tough, especially social media, because you're like, hey, look at this retaining wall. Come and hire us to do a retaining wall. Your marketing has to be a lot more than that. You've got to have a problem, a hook, and a purpose, and then a story with it if you can. So if your post was like, these things go a lot more viral than people think. You look at the people like SB mowing. Like, why is he like SB? He's mowing overgrown grass. Is he going viral because of that alone? No, it's usually because he has a little interaction with someone and they hear like him helping the story behind it. And that helps him a lot, I think.
I think the biggest thing that got him off the ground was that he was doing it for free.
Yeah.
That was his hook.
Yeah,
and then he started including knocking on the door, talking to the neighbors. I saw one the other day, the elderly, this lady went to a nursing home and they let her yard go to crap.
Yeah.
And so,
exactly.
to your point, yeah.
So, guys, with your marketing, let's use the retaining wall for example. If you could go, we did this retaining wall for Mrs. Sally because she was unable to play with her grandkids in the backyard because it was so steep of a slope. So she called us. We were able to give her backyard back, which gave her memories with her grandkids that she was not able to have. This is the difference in working with blank landscaping. Like that kind of a post rather than check out our backyard. Even if it's not necessarily like quote unquote true, you can do an example of like, have you wanted to do this with your kid? Like blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like at our house the last year, at our house personally, we had to build a wood retaining wall because we didn't in our immediate area around our house, which we have small kids, so that's where they play. We didn't have a flat area for them to run and play with their friends. It was all slope. And so we did it. And now we have an area and like I'm practicing T-ball with my son. I'm playing this and it has been a huge blessing for us. So like it's a true thing. If you can get your marketing to tell the stories of how you impact people, that's what Mr. Beast did forever. And this is about the first time. I'm interested to see it. Like he has got to get this under control. Like he is Mr. Beast with Mr. Kids and people like that about him. And that he should never have let the transgender thing happen. Like I know it was his friend, but like
yeah,
huge mistake.
Well,
huge mistake.
I think that it was fine until allegations came out about what he was doing. Because if he transitioned and it was only about like, because Jimmy was very open about, he felt like people were just being transphobic, and he was like, and so publicity and marketing, setting beliefs aside, like that seemed all fine and dandy until like there were allegations of what he had done in the past and what he was doing. Because like, because especially if you're a public figure like that, you cannot excommunicate someone just because they change their gender, or you're screwed. You're canceled as freak.
Maybe. It's danged
that's
if you
just
do.
How the that's how the world
if you
works.
Don't. But because his whole platform is like you said, 25 and under, you get one pass with that. And now he's used up his goodwill, and now he's the allegations came out, shook his foundation with people, and now like this is the other thing. He's been doing a lot of interviews the last year or so on podcasts and stuff, where he's talking about wanting to make billions of dollars and whatever. You can't really say that. Like when you're you shouldn't say that, excuse me. When your platform, everyone knows you're making a lot of money subconsciously. They know it. Okay? The consumer doesn't want you to shove it in their face, though. Okay? So what I'm saying is like, they love the hero of him not really caring about money, spending all this money, giving it away, right? But then now that he's gone on enough podcasts and clips and all that of him saying, I think there's going to be, I turned down $1 billion for Mr. Beast channel, and saying, because I think it's worth $10 billion, I think it will be. It's almost like you don't know the person you're talking to. It's like, dude, you've gotten here because people don't think you care about money.
Sure.
It's not about the money.
Yeah.
Right? And now you're saying you're talking about business and money too much. You can talk about that closed doors, but don't go on podcasts and talk about it all the time. Because now people are going, well, I'm the one making you that money. If I didn't watch your YouTube, you wouldn't be making any money.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't buy this, if I didn't buy that, it's like all his hard work. This is where people need to understand. In the world we live in today, everything can change overnight. Like, you do one thing, you piss someone off, you betray somebody in their eyes, whether they're right or wrong, it can be over for you. I'm going to read you, I'm going to show you this about Under Armour.
Well, really quick on
go
those things. Like, as soon as allegations came out, he came against them quickly and was like, they're gone. Like, they were gone at ASAP. Out of videos, out of the company, like, separated, like, instantly. So I think that was good. And I think, but I think it's crazy that you look at this Lunchley thing and how people rioted over Lunchley.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see this with Ava, Chris, Tyson, whatever.
Right.
When they came out as transgender, you didn't, people, I mean, maybe a few people. And I think, like, I don't know, like, he created Feastables to fund his YouTube channel. And I don't know, I think he's doing pretty well until this Lunchley thing.
So Under Armour, okay? I don't know if you remember, Matt, you're younger, but when Under Armour came out, huge. And they obviously were the first brand in, like, decades to compete with Nike and Adidas, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think their stock price is today per share, if you had to guess?
I don't even know the average stock per share.
Take a guess.
I don't know, like $20.
$7.80. Guess what it was March of 2016?
$20.
$40.80. They have lost 85% of their stock price in the last 8 years. And most of that, I don't exactly know why. I need to dive into that. But what I do know is that, like, a lot of colleges have dropped them. The deals they've made, I don't know if they have the money. They don't have the money to, like USC, our Gamecocks are Under Armour school. And the way that works is they pay you a certain amount of money in order for you to have all your stuff Under Armour, and then they get to sell you a lot of shirts, right? And jerseys and whatnot. So what I'm saying is like an iconic brand like Under Armour, 85% they've lost of their stock. That is so crazy. Imagine if you had $1 million and over the next 8 years it went down to $150,000. That's what's happened to them. And so things can change, man. Things change quick. And I think with, how can we apply this to people listening to their business? It's like so many guys I talk to do not think marketing matters. Like word of mouth, they're like, yeah, I know I should, but, and like, it's just such an untapped realm that they're not in. They're not committed to. Like, they're committed to their equipment, but they're not committed to marketing. Like, it should be both. And so I just think that Mr. Beast, this example is a pretty interesting one to go. This is a guy that's done everything right for 10 years. And he did maybe the last couple moves have been his worst ones, and it's starting to cost him really quickly. And so it's like, do the inverse of that. You could have done marketing really bad for the last 8 years, but if you do the next couple things really well, it can change for you really quickly as well. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, it's just the world we live in. It doesn't take, we've been in business 50 years. Oh, you know what? I'm going to buy a mattress from you now. Like that old marketing strategy, like longevity play of like, we're the oldest business in town. Come use us. It's like people don't care. They want to see your product. If you do the best, if they think you're cool, if you do a funny commercial, and they'll come to you like quick. And they'll change your business like overnight, I don't know if I'll kind of end with this. There was a video I saw a couple weeks ago where it was a food critic guy. He went to like a small business in a small city, and they were struggling, no customers, and having a really hard time staying open. And this food critic got the food, and he did a little video and talked about how they were struggling. The next day, they had so many people there that they couldn't fulfill all the orders. And so, like, that just didn't used to happen. Like, so one guy, the right guy coming to his shop probably saved his business.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm just trying to say to you landscape business owners here, like, I'm not saying you're going to go viral or you're going to make $1 million because you make a post, but you're underestimating the power of your marketing in today's world of what can happen. So this was a good episode with you, Mac. Guys, hopefully this has kind of helped you. You know, our hope with this one, for my hope was this, just to kind of give you a different framework and mindset of how you can view marketing, because it's really important. Again, if you need help with marketing, we have Backbone Creative, our marketing company. Hit me up at alex@backbonecreativeco.com, backbonecreativeco.com, and we'll get on a call and see if we can help you with website, social media, ads, SEO, marketing, email marketing, anything you need, we got you. So, yeah, see you guys next time. Thanks again for listening. I just want to remind you guys that we have our Green Up Gathering at Equip Expo coming up. It's going to be on Wednesday night. I think it's October 16th. And it's going to be from 6:30 to 10:30 at main event. We have tickets still available for that. They're $60 a piece, but that includes a very, very robust dinner, unlimited games. I'm going to be giving a talk. We have a lot of raffles to give away. It's going to be a great time. So we have limited spots on that. Please sign up for that today if you don't mind, because I have to have a certain amount of tickets sold before the event so we can secure that place. So really excited to just hang out with you guys, all these people, all of you guys that I get to hear from, talk to, listen to the podcast for a long time. Just want to be able to have an intimate setting. There's only 40 tickets for that reason. So you guys, make sure you do that. So